Hey, what's going on there? This is JEM Mighty Hova, and we're back with the Unreal Engine 5 Early Access kind of first look. It was made available a little earlier. I downloaded, couldn't wait to download it, couldn't wait to get into it. I had some client work I had to do, so that kind of slowed me down. But I'm taking my first look at it right now as we speak. I figured we'd do it together. This is going to be super messy, man, because I've heard a lot about what was going into the early access. I've I've been in a couple other alphas with Unreal Engine, but by and large, man, I'm usually astounded with what they have, and I want to just basically tell everybody right now, this is an alpha, so you can go in and get it yourself. You can download it and look at it, but just be aware, it's an alpha. It's not a beta, and it's definitely not production ready. So along with that, man, we're going to take a look at it real quick. It'll be a couple minutes here. I'm discovering stuff as fast as you guys are. A lot of this stuff I'm going off the video that they sent earlier. They introduced earlier. And if anybody saw the actual PlayStation video that they did last year, which was awesome. And I think some of these assets actually are spawned from that you see on the screen here. You know what they're talking about doing it. So and one thing before we dive in here, this is going to be a super heavy weekend for me. You guys are going to get a lot of content this weekend from me. Aces introduction to Aces Part 1 is dropping this weekend, so it'll be probably tomorrow. That's going to be huge, man. It's going to be Aces for Filmmakers. And then over the weekend, I'll have Aces Part 2, which will be actual workflow. That's going to be more for visual effects people, for indie filmmakers who are actually doing their own visual effects or doing their own work or actually production stuff. So that's going to be dropping this weekend. We have the Zack Snyder, Justice League, Blu-ray, Ultra Blu-ray, I think it is, drop and giveaway this weekend. So some lucky person is going to go come away with that. If you haven't signed up or left a comment in my YouTube video for that win, go do it now. We're going to probably pull this weekend. Go over, do it now, and leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section for the giveaway, and we'll get you in there and we'll get you into that raffle for the Zack Snyder Justice League bundle, which you'll love. Okay, enough of that, man. Let's get into Unreal Engine 5. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so as you can see right now, I pulled up the screen. I'm actually in a project inside of Unreal Engine 5 right now. And the first thing you'll see here is I've opened up this supply demo that they gave us to kind of play around and look and see what's going on in the system. And they've got some stuff here, some specs, man. I'm not going to go through it. Just suffice to say that if you're going to download the demo, not open Unreal 5. So Unreal 5, anything, if your system right now can support Unreal Engine 4.26, you can run Unreal Engine 5, okay? But the demo here is like really robust, really big, and you'll see kind of what I'm talking about in a second. So definitely check these specs out. Make sure that your workhorse kind of abides by these specs before you download the demo and try to install that. Okay, so let's get past that. Okay, the first thing you see here right now is a whole new user interface. The UI has been kind of completely redone. I'm loving this, man. It's bringing you really more back to what I'm used to as far as the DCC apps, the Mayas, the Houdinis, the 3D Maxes. So I'm much more at home right now with what I'm seeing with the UI. So a lot of the stuff that was going into the left kind of creation box has been consolidated up top into a toolbar, as you can see right here. So we just have a drop down called Create, and that's got all our creation stuff. So whether you're doing your visual effects, your lights, your shapes, what have you. Your content, your content's the next button over. Now, I will say this: for you previous UE4 users, you're used to the content browser being down below here. It's still there, okay? What they've done is they've given it kind of a stowaway, kind of drop down and disappear kind of approach. So, and I did kind of look up these shortcut keys before we started here. If you hit Control and Spacebar, that's gonna toggle that content section up. Like, it's gonna bring it back and forth. Okay, so that's a quick kind of thing that I'm loving because it's giving you more screen real estate, and that's one of the things that anybody who uses a 4. Unreal Engine, you really have been looking for is the ability to be able to see more screen real estate, because usually the screen real estate was boxed in with with information boxes on both sides, operation boxes on all sides, things like that. But your usuals are here. So once again, you've got your usual tools and stuff on the actual viewport. So that's going to let you kind of do, your cameras, your views, how it's going to be lit. We'll get into this in a second when we start talking about Nanite and what you show on the screen. So all of that stuff's available. All of that stuff's here for you. Okay. Quick across the top is a lot. Like I said, a lot of the things were consolidated onto in the left information box and the left operation box are now up top. So you can see here, you've got select editing, you've got your landscape editing, you've got foliage editing, mesh paint, so on and so on. Everything that you were used to on the left hand side is now up top in the toolbar. They've kind of consolidated and kind of simplified the play and the platform buttons. I'm loving all this. Your settings are off to the side here. This is great, okay? The world outliner and your details they remain the same. They stay over on the side here. You actually can collapse this down. I saw actually one of the intro videos where this was collapsed down. I haven't seen yet how to collapse it down, but I know you can. So that can be done. And then of course, like always, these items can tear off. Okay, so you can tear these off and kind of dock them in certain places. So you can do that. Okay, they can be redocked, and other things can be redocked. So that's going to be great for you. Okay, so let's dive into the actual new things in Unreal 5. Okay. So I'm going to hit spacebar. I'm going to launch the map Ancient World. So this is the Ancient World demo that I'm playing now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and launch that. Okay, so we got the map loaded. Like I said, man, you need a pretty good, decent machine in order to be able to make this work. But once you're loaded, once it's loaded, you're kind of seeing exactly some of the stuff that has come out in Unreal 5. So this is a great way to represent like what's new in this system. So the first thing that you'll catch is there's an amazing amount of polygons going on in this scene. So I've got a lot of Quixel. This is a lot of Quixel assets, and these Quixel assets have been loaded into the engine here. And the great thing about it, this is the new thing called Nanite. So what Nanite allows you to do is you can import all the high-res assets. So like say these Quixel, like the rocks and the assets here can be high-res assets. And the machine will handle, the actual engine will handle those high-res assets, and they won't actually have to be LOD down, which is awesome, right? Because you're looking here and I'm seeing some of these assets and they're like really high res. They're close up, LOD 0 kind of asset stuff, and they look amazing. So what they've got now on there, I don't know how well this is going to stand up as far as a claim, but their claim is that you can actually take ZBrush, high poly ZBrush assets now and import them directly into the engine, and the engine will be able to handle it, play in real time. Hey, if it's true, man, I'm going to love to see that. Okay, so that's Nanite. That's what Nanite is. Nanite is where polygons don't matter anymore. So high polygons, you could put them into the scene. We can put all our film quality stuff, you know, and I'm talking from the range of being a filmmaker here. So that's, you know, when I'm speaking about this engine and what it can do, this is strictly from a virtual production, animated virtual production kind of aspect. And the ability to be able to import cinematic quality assets right then and there, man, this is what we're talking about. So this alone right now is worth, it's actually worth going through this early access and driving through it. Okay, so next thing. So the next thing for filmmakers, and I'm talking about for filmmakers here, the next thing that really tips the scale here is the introduction of full body IK into our characters. So our characters now can have full body IK for the control rig. Okay. All right. So let me see if I can find our actor here, and that's going to be something that's really going to be remarkably, you know, advantageous for all of us. Okay. The next thing is the ability to use global illumination, and you guys are seeing it now because this is a cave scene, and as you can see right here, there aren't any other lights in the scene. So I've got all the little pieces on, and you can see in this cave scene there aren't any lights. The only light this cave is being lit by, the only light this cave is being lit by is the light from the actual sun outside, and that's remarkable. Right? But the thing that they got new now is that the light can change. If the light changes on the outside, the global illumination will adjust perfectly to adjust to the lights that you have. So as you can see right here, this is an awesome looking cave scene, very cinematic, very realistic as far as the depiction of the light fall off. And that is done just because there's light coming into here, bouncing onto this rock, and then illuminating the rest of the cave from there. So that's the kind of performance you could look for if you're like doing some light to dark scenes and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find my character here. Here we go. Okay, so, and let's get rid of the assets in here. So here's our character. So as you can see right here, okay, so I'm going to go to my character, and this is going to allow me to kind of be able to look at my character. That's my hair groom. So and also the next thing, and I want to tout in Unreal 5 is the inclusion of Quicksilver's bridge solution into the engine. So in previous times you'd have to actually go in. You'd have to go in to open up Quicksilver Bridge on its own, and then export out your asset into export your asset back into Unreal. Now you don't have to do that. Okay, so you can find Quicksilver Bridge here, and we can launch Quicksilver Bridge inside of Unreal Engine. Okay, and if you're logged in, you should take you right into it. Like some of you guys who are new to Unreal and its integration with Quicksilver Bridge and with Quicksilver, they bought Quicksilver. So technically, if you have an Unreal Engine account or an Epic Games account, you can download Quicksilver Bridge, you can download Mixer, and you can actually do your stuff inside of there. Okay, so so the one thing you want to do or be able to do inside of the system, okay, and I think I've got to log in, so I've got to sign in. Okay, so I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so all the assets are here, and you can actually take those assets, and if you wanted to, you could bring those assets and just drag and drop them right into, you could drag and drop those assets right into Unreal Engine. Okay, all right. So that's awesome that you can go ahead and do that. We'll do that. I'll do that a lot. And there's some other things like motion warping, which are going to allow you to be able to take an animation and an animation that you're cooking to do a specific thing, like jump over a rock or something like that. That animation can then be reused, and like say you wanted to jump a larger rock. Motion warping will allow you to warp that, will allow you to be able to warp that animation and then use it on the larger rock without you having to go and set new keyframes. So it's really, really great. Now, where does that stand as far as us as filmmakers? I don't know if that's going to be used like something that we can use on a control rig, where you might have a piece of motion capture data that you're doing, and then you can reuse an asset, or as they're calling it, something new that you're also doing right now, it's called a feature plugin. So you may be able to package that mechanic, the jump mechanic, or your a swing mechanic, or anything that you would have your character do and do repeatedly over again. You may be able to package that as a feature plugin that you can access and just drag and drop. Now the question is whether or not, say you have some motion capture data from Rokoku, or some kind of motion capture setup, and then in your timeline, can you then plug that feature plug-in of, say, like jumping over a rock, and then just put it into the timeline there, and your character switches from the control rig motion capture data to a feature plug-in where it's using blueprint stuff to do a jump, or to do some kind of action or something. So I don't know yet. That's something I'm gonna have to look into, and we're gonna try it out as we go along. Okay. There's a ton of new stuff. I'm just jumping into it. This is what I'm going to do. And like I said at the beginning, one of the things I'm going to do is over the weekend, probably I'm going to try to maybe do a live tutorial. And this will probably be my second live tutorial. So we're probably going to try to do a live tutorial and kind of like deep dive into it together. We'll go through some things, and then if people have some questions, we can kind of work together and try to do it. I don't know if I'll probably do it on Facebook and YouTube, possibly Twitch, and look out for that. So if you haven't gone to my channel yet, if you haven't gone to my Facebook or my YouTube channel and liked and subscribed, please go do that. Hit the notification bell so you can kind of be updated on when that's going to happen, because Unreal is a huge program as far as being able to kind of dive in and get everything done. And all I wanted to do here today was kind of take a look and kind of see for myself what this like what are we doing here, what's being done here. So I don't want to, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it right now, because I haven't been able to kind of go in and look at everything and see everything for myself. So we'll do that at another time. Big heavy weekend, man. I got Aces Part 1, Introduction to Aces Part 1 coming out. That'll come out tomorrow. Aces Part 2 over the weekend. We've got the drawing for our Zack Snyder Justice League bundle. So a lot of stuff going on this weekend. I'm going to find some time to squeeze in Unreal 5. If you have any questions or anything that you guys want me to cover or look at, like in between time, by all means, man, drop it down in my Facebook. Hit me over on the Grape Kool-Aid Facebook, or the Vibranium Sippy, or YouTube JEM Mighty Hova. So once again, this is JEM Mighty Hova. I'm I'm just discovering new stuff, man, as I'm doing this, and looking at how they're doing new stuff here in this Unreal Engine 5. Okay, so I'm gonna probably continue to kind of plan with it for the rest of the night and seeing like all the amazing stuff that they got going on. But I'll go ahead and check it out, do the kind of give it a look, drive through some things. Yeah, as you guys can see here, this is a huge map. Okay. And they've got new stuff, man. They've got atmospheric fixes. They've got fixes for atmospherics. They've got fixes for the sky. Well, I'm going to say fixes. I want to say updates. But a ton of new stuff, a ton of new advancements. Can't wait to like get in here and play around, because this is getting closer to what I want, man. It's more like a real-time Maya, real-time Houdini, real-time, you know, kind of environment, but giving me the tools, man, to be able to do cinematic quality stuff, which was all what I'm about, you know. And hopefully, if you're watching this, what you're about too. So, once again, JEM Mighty Hova, I'm that guy. Loving this, man. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.